Hey guys, how you doing? It's Matt Strip Matter here on a Saturday morning. Apologize for the lateness of this vlog. Um, had a crazy week. It was my first week teaching. It was a lot of fun. I started on Tuesday after we had the Monday off for President's Day, or as they call it down here in Virginia, which I've never heard of before, Virginia Heroes Day. So I thought that was a little different, but uh, just reflecting on this last week, it's been a good week. I started the unit on creative writing and sensory details, and what we started with first on Tuesday was more or less a an overview of what sensory details really were. I asked them to tell me what the five senses were, and we kind of went over that, and we had a good time with it. On Wednesday, we had a 2-hour delay because of the snowfall. But as soon as everybody got back, we had them bring in. I had them bring in lyrics to songs, and so we had them read aloud their lyrics, and then we picked out the sensory details that were used. And a lot of the kids thought, well, there's no sensory details in these lyrics, but it's not true because in any piece of writing, you're at least going to have one or two sensory details present. We found a bunch more, so it was a lot of fun, and I think the students really enjoyed bringing in music that they really liked. So that was important for me, and I think it was important for them to be able to share with me stuff that they like to do. Yesterday we did, not yesterday, 2 days ago we did this thing called Moe's Cafe. It's it was an activity that I learned from NCTE down in San Antonio, and it's actually the activity that I shared with you guys at our last boot camp meeting. Involves Moe's Cafe, and pretty much what they have to do is read a paragraph and then fill in 10 answers, but the 10 answers are actually whatever they want them to be. So, like, the end of the paragraph says that the floor was filthy. Now, the first question says, what is on the floor? So then it's up to the reader, or up to the student, to figure out what they think a filthy floor is made of. And we had a lot of fun with this because people were saying, oh, there's food scraps, there's dirt, there's dead animals on the floor. I mean, they were really having a lot of fun. They were getting really involved. So that was really cool. I think they really liked doing that because they were putting their own input. They were able to input into the story, and they really, really liked that. And so we went over that on Thursday. And then for homework, I asked them to use those answers to the 10 questions, to at least use 6 of them, at least use 6 of the answers to create a short story with a lot of sensory details. So they said, well, how long does it have to be? And I said, well, let's say like between half a page and a full page. And they thought, all right, well, that seems like a lot. Okay, figures that's what 8th grade students are going to say. They don't want to do that much homework in one night. So anyway, they came in the following day. I asked them for their homework, and not only did pretty much everybody hand in their homework, but I had one student hand in a paper that is 6 pages, so I have to read that this weekend, but I'm excited to read it because that's awesome. Student writing 6 pages. Somebody else wrote a 4-page paper. Somebody else created like a magazine setting. So they, instead of just talking about Moe's Cafe in a sensory detailed story, they actually created, I forget what they call those things, but the names of the people that go into the restaurants and they rate them. It's like the Zagat magazines. So she gave, she put like Moe's Cafe, she gave the heading to her magazine, and then gave a star rating, and then talked about as if she had gone into the restaurant to rate the food, the service, and the cleanliness of the restaurant. And I thought that was really cool, really, really, really creative, and that's something I really was looking for. That was really well above and beyond what I was expecting. So that was pretty cool. I mean, it's pretty amazing what students can come up with when they're writing about stuff that they really want to write about. And I think that's something that I learned this week is that you really got to do that. It's something you really got to do. I come in the philosophy that, you should write to write and read to read. So it doesn't really matter what they're reading. Let them read anything. Let them read websites. Let them read, books they really want to. That's something that my teacher really stresses is, we're not going to have them all read the same book. I want them to read stuff that they want to read. And so they're doing a novel unit right now as we go into creative writing and into our environmental unit. And in this novel unit, there's up to, I think, like 5 or 6 books that different students are reading. And it's all based on what they want to read. And I think that's a really cool and really modern idea. In terms of yesterday, what we did is they handed in their Moe's Cafe creative writing, and actually have all of them right here. I don't know if you guys can see them, but have a lot of reading to do this weekend, but I'm excited. It's great to read stuff when students are really, really excited to write. So I'll be doing that for probably all day today. I got my coffee. I'm ready to go for the weekend. But yesterday we did this thing called the pass the paper activity. It's something I found. They talked about it at NCTE, and then I found it online, and I thought it was something that would be really cool to do on a Friday. You know, students are excited. It's the weekend. It was only a 4-day week with a half a day on Wednesday. They really want to get out of school, and who can blame them? I remember being in 8th grade, and it was Friday, and I wanted to get out too. So we did this activity where everybody takes out a piece of paper, and for the first 5 minutes, they write an introduction to any story they want. It has to be class appropriate, can't use student names, and there's no profanity. So they can write an introduction about anything they want, creatively writing whatever they want. Then they'll pass the papers around a table, and the next group will get 9 minutes to create the plot. So they have to read the introduction of whatever the other student wrote, and then create the plot, continuing the story. And then after 9 minutes, they're going to swap it again, and for the last 7 minutes, you're going to conclude the story by reading the intro and reading the plot. So it turned into a really, really, really good day because the students were very excited to write stuff that they wanted to write. I mean, of course, we had the funny, immature, but not too immature. It was funny. I mean, students wanted me to read them aloud, and I read a couple of them aloud, and that was really cool, too. So that was a lot of fun. One thing I want to add is on Wednesday, when they brought the lyrics in, something that I thought was funny, they really wanted me to sing the lyrics aloud, so I sang like 3 of the songs. I had to sing the Barney theme song. I remember that Purple Dinosaur a long time ago. I sang the Barney theme song in front of everybody, and they were laughing at me and having a good time. But it was cool because, you know, I put myself out on a limb, you know. Of course, I didn't sound good. If I was on American Idol, I wasn't going to Hollywood. But it worked well, and they really, really enjoyed the fact that I had, you know, put myself out there to get made fun of. They had, you know, I put myself out there for them to hear me sing, and I think that's really cool. I've really developed great relationships with the students this week. I'm excited to teach 3 days next week and then head to Colorado on Wednesday and then start our environmental unit, which is going to be really cool because in 2 weeks when we start that environmental unit, it'll be right after they take the SOLs, and it'll actually be me, Miss Sim, my teacher, and then the science teacher as well. And we're actually all going to be collaborating on this environmental unit along with the civics teacher. So we have 3 classes studying 1 unit, and it should be a whole lot of fun. And I'm really excited to do it. I've never been a part of something like this, and we'll see how it goes. But just thinking back about this week, I just made so many relationships with the students. You know, it's been a great week. I think they know that I'm here for them. You know, I really bring enthusiasm into the classroom. I really want them to get excited about learning because, you know, learning can take them to the next step and the next step. You know, I want to build this foundation in middle school that'll get them set for high school and then hopefully college and beyond. So I hope you guys all had a great week. I'm going to get to this grading, and I'll talk to you guys soon. All right? Have a good weekend.